Hello again, friends. I'm Connie, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you a verse from the Bible that says, "Aspire to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you." You know, my husband Bill and I hail from the baby boomers, but I recently found out that we are a segment of boomers that are known as Generation Jones. And the reason we're called that is because of the term keeping up with the Joneses. And I can attest that many of us in our earlier years did lead a life that was more fast-paced, competitive, and even louder, if you count the disco era. Now, not all of us for sure, but Bill and I both came from very humble beginnings. For example, my parents were divorced, and so were Bill's, and our family struggled financially. So when we got married, we wanted, as a young couple, to chase what's called the American dream, to be able to give our kids what our parents had not been able to give us. And there's nothing wrong with that, because as parents, we should want to give our children more than what we had growing up. But there is a tendency with that to focus on material things. Society has a way of telling you what your dream should consist of, as if the American dream were a one-size-fits-all concept. I know many in my generation ended up accumulating debt. We did. And working in jobs where we spent more time with our co-workers than with our families. Jobs sometimes that we couldn't wait to leave on Friday evening. There wasn't really fulfillment, but like the old saying goes, I owe, so off to work I go. In society, busyness is glorified. The busier you are, the better. Pastor Chuck Swindoll is credited with the quote, "Advertisements often have one major goal, to make us discontented, woefully dissatisfied with who we are and what we have." Going back to 1 Thessalonians 4:11, it says to aspire to lead a quiet life. It doesn't say to chase after material things, to constantly be in competition, constantly comparing ourselves to others. God meant for us to have times of rest and refreshment. The same verse goes on to say to mind your own business. That means, yes, not meddling into other people's lives or getting caught up in needless drama, but also to tend to our own affairs, to care for our husbands, our families, and our close circle of friends. Finally, the verse goes on to say to work with your hands. Being a homemaker was always a part of my adult life, though it has taken center stage after my retirement, which I love because I enjoy creating a comfortable home for my husband and I, a welcoming place for when our kids come to visit and have dinner with us. Now, I came to slow living a few years ago, but it has been a journey. One thing I've learned is that multitasking is way overrated. Most of the time, I prefer to be in the moment, that peace of focusing on one task at a time. Living a slow, sweet life has taught me that it's okay to make time for play, or just to sit by a lake to gaze at the boats that are passing by with my husband, or to read an extra chapter of a book or God's Word. Leading a quiet life is indeed my aspiration. So that's it for today. I hope these moments have touched you, inspired you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. God bless.